1955, Indianapolis, Indiana. Henry Harold and Fancy Greg decide to open a small store in the north of the city selling washing machines, gas ranges, fridges, and other home appliances, later expanding into selling TVs and electronics. The store was named H.H. Gregg, combining both of their names. This store would remain the only H.H. Gregg location in operation for the next 14 years, when a second store would open in Indiana in 1969. The company kept modestly expanding stores around the Great Lakes region for the next 40 years, but things really didn't start to kick off until the Great Recession in 2008. Following the demise of rival retailer Circuit City, fun fact, I actually live right next to the former largest Circuit City distribution plant in America, and they do pretty fire media sales over there, but that's the point. H.H. Gregg used this as an opportunity to pounce up and buy an absolute ludicrous amount of locations. In 2007, they'd opened 77 locations, but by 2013, that number was up to 220. The late 2000s and early 2010s were basically just the company's golden age. And what better way to get the word out that you just moved in next door to your customers than with some crappy Christmas sale ads, yay! So this is where our story actually begins. In July 2010, the company produced a series of ads promoting their Christmas in July sale using their new animated mascot named HH. The ad itself is really bad and annoying. Has every staple of the late 2000s cable TV ad. It gets under your skin, but just in the worst possible way. I would rather turn myself into Interpol for what I allegedly did in Somaliland in 1993 than be subjected to this ad one more time. Introducing YouTube poop culture, the bane of the DMCA. For my fellow hip Gen Alpha YNs in the audience, a YouTube poop was basically like a style of poetry, popular on YouTube in the late 2000s. You take a piece of media, be it a game, movie, TV episode, or whatever, and mash it around in Windows Movie Maker to make the characters say funny things. Stuff like Pingus, Morshoe, and Ouija were all originally created as YTP memes. So in October of 2010, a YouTube user named, whatever this is, uploaded the first known H.H. Gregg YouTube poop, where H.H. gets repeatedly pelted by snowballs before getting blown up by a nuclear warhead. He would remain a small staple in YTP edits until around March of 2015. YouTube user Hydrodalic uploaded an H.H. Gregg edit remixing the song with the Daft Punk song Doing It Right, and it proceeded to frankly pop off, sitting at over 1.5 million views today. The meme would also be used by the bait-and-switch channel Siva Gunner as a staple of their edits, appearing in a number of fake rips. So, H.H. managed to solidify himself into YTP culture, how good for him. But how was H.H. Gregg as a company doing around this time? Oh my god! Yeah, so around 2015, in order to pay off debts to creditors the company had taken on in order to pay for its rapid expansion in the late 2000s, they needed to close a number of their stores for cash, since most of their assets were tied up in their value of their physical location instead of the actual cash they had on hand, which was, quite frankly, minuscule. So they began closing stores rapidly for more money, which meant less overall revenue, less money they could use to pay creditors, and the whole cycle led to the company eventually filing for bankruptcy in 2017. As far as I could see, they still exist in some part as an online retailer, but their assets were purchased by a company named the Vaylor Group, so the original H.H. Gregg company is long gone. So, what does this have to do with anything? Why make this video? Well, in a year, it seems, where corporate control over all aspects of our media has killed and stifled any sense of individualism we have in what we create, seeing a story of a corporate mascot once hated for how annoying he was get turned into an internet folk hero is something I think we could all get behind. And, you know, it's kind of sad, really. Both Daft Punk and H.H. Gregg lost to time now, but united in spirit, carrying on into the great beyond. Merry Christmas, y'all.